Break it down.
Hello, hello.
Oh,
How's it going, man?
how you doing? How's everybody doing?
Let's
We
have a
get the
look.
whole Pedro going on in the comments that people love to do.
Oh, yeah. And Bruno. Cool. All right. Got a nice little plan for this one. We've got a list of things that we want to share with you guys, things that we've been working on, things that we prototyped, things that we may release, or things that we may never release. We don't really know yet with some of these things. But nonetheless, it kind of like I've realized recently that whenever we share these things that we're working on, you really enjoy seeing them, and there's usually quite good engagement. People like knowing what's behind the scenes, right, Bruno?
It's the hype team.
And even recently, you shared like your custom animation, right? That you've been building in Fusion.
Yeah,
No?
that I should give a little bit of a sneak peek of that here today as well.
Exactly. So, anyway, for everybody who doesn't know, this is Bruno. Bruno is our video producer at Raycast. You might have seen him in some of the videos. He's been showing up, and will be showing up even more, actually. Maybe on TikTok,
Yeah.
actually.
Oh my God.
He might be our TikTok host.
Such high pressure environment.
I refuse to do TikTok, so you're a better person for that, I think.
I'm just cooler, I guess. Younger,
Yeah,
hipper.
younger, that's
I'm
it.
the-
More energetic.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You gotta get those TikTok clicks or taps.
Yeah, man. Oh wow. I'm curious to see how that goes, actually.
So how's everyone doing in the comments? By the way, feel free to, ask questions anytime. This is sort of like this. We got a loose plan. We're just gonna talk about some cool stuff.
Hello
Show
from
some cool
Portugal.
stuff. Hello from Portugal. Olá de
Tudo bom?
Portugal.
Bem-vindo.
Hello, every bunch of people from Brazil as well. Angola, a lot of Portuguese speakers here. So feel free to ask questions. Might pop up some comments here and there. We have kind of a plan of what to show you guys, but it's supposed to be chill, right?
Yeah, so we've got a little bit of an agenda. We're going to try and keep this between 45 minutes and 1 hour max, so it doesn't get too long. And that's it, really. So I think it's been a couple of minutes since we went live, so let's just do it. What do you think?
Let's do it. Do you want to
So
share
I'll tell
your
you what, while I'm sharing my screen, Bruno, if you have any questions, obviously you can always, stop, ask questions, or read questions from the comments.
Yeah, I'll keep a look on what the peeps are saying. Maybe pop them up on screen.
Yeah,
and I'll let you know.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. All right, excited. Let's do this.
That's
Cool.
I don't play the guitar, but that's Steve. That's a ukulele. But like, I play the ukulele.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
not gonna do it today though.
You chose the ukulele over the guitar.
I have weak fingers.
Ah, right.
So,
Fair
yeah.
enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, man. So let's add my screen up, and
Yep.
we're gonna see a little bit of a StreamYard probably when we share this. I'm gonna
Wait, is it?
switch.
Can you? Oh,
All right. Let me know if you can see the Raycast logo. We got this new wallpaper by a community member, actually, and
yeah,
I
that's
really
dope.
dig this one. It's really nice. Cool. So you can see it, Bruno, yeah?
Yeah, I can.
All right, sweet. So first things first, let me open up Floaty Notes because that's what I'm using to keep track of what we're going to talk about today. So as you
Oh,
know,
that's such a different version of floating notes.
well, that's it. That's
I
because
have never heard anyone ask for that.
this is Floaty Notes 2.0, and it's definitely one of the most kind of requested features right now. So we're starting off strong. Here's Floaty Notes. As you can see, we've got a list of checkbox items, and that's going to help me keep track of the things we want to go through in the next hour. So we've got Floaty Notes, internal Raycast, a bunch of AI related stuff. And we'll finish off strong as well with Bruno showing us a sneak peek of a custom built version of React in Fusion. So he can
Can I just say something about the floating notes? This is
absolutely.
the one internal feature that I have not enabled because you got me so scared. Not you, Pedro, and you, the audience, because everybody just asks for it all the time. And I'm just scared that I'm going to show it accidentally in one video and just hype it up more than it should be.
So here's the
But
thing,
this
right?
should be out.
We, we typically don't want to be sharing too much, but since this live stream is specifically about, having a peek, and let me fix this typo actually behind the curtains, then that's why we're showing it. So let me just say, floating nodes in the works. It's not ready. It's nowhere near ready. It's going to take a few more months to polish it. There are a few little bugs. Anybody that has worked with this type of UI where you're writing stuff and it's formatting on the go, it can be quite tricky. And but overall, you can see we've got checkboxes. We've got this bullet list one, list two. We've got some inline code formatting as well. You can also do the classic things like italic and bold.
And you
So
can
that's
also
the,
have more than one note, right?
well, that's the thing actually. So the cool thing is that's been requested a lot. You can do Command P, and Command P you can basically see other notes as well. So I've got quite a few notes over here, and so all of this will be coming later in the year. So having said that, let's mark this as done, shall we?
I
Cool.
love this checkbox design. I think it's so cute. The
Yeah, it's
little
clean.
red
It's
thing.
clean.
Can you still change colors, or is it gonna be
Yeah,
black?
that still respects the theme. So obviously you go to theme
Mm.
studio, and if you change the theme here, so that will
Oh, that's
respect.
nice.
But I think the fact that this is red, it's probably hard coded for now, but I imagine this will pick up the accent color.
I'm gonna put up a comment here. So Sparse Array asked if floating notes. Sorry to correct you here, but if floating notes will support Markdown. That's Markdown, right? That's like
Yeah,
basically
so
is it a
it kind
version
of
of?
will support, yeah, Markdown. So you can already see how you've got the heading, the subheadings, you got block quotes and stuff like this. So there is like a sort of Markdown formatting supported already. It's quite nice, no? Got
Yeah.
links as well. I wonder how links is gonna work. Let's see. Yeah, so links doesn't really respect this sort of like markdown formatting, right? Which usually is like this, but you can paste the link in and you would kind of paste it with the format. But anyway, quite a few things to still polish here. Cool. So that's Floating Notes 2.0 coming later in the year. But I've been using it for a long time and it's quite nice just having simple things like bold, check boxes and stuff. It's quite nice. Do you see that bug?
I didn't see it. Wait, do it again.
No, it's fine. Let's not risk it. Let's not risk too much. All right, internal raycast. Next thing I want to show is, let me close Floating Notes. You see that I have two
Wait,
versions of Raycast.
can I get some questions for about floating notes? Because
We
we
have
have
questions.
some.
Go for it.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, I have no idea how to read your name, but you can teach me like phonetically in the comments, and I will try it out. But can we put code in a floating note? You can, right? You just showed it. It's
Yeah, we
basically
have
going to be an
inline code.
inline code formatting.
Exactly, but we don't have a We don't have like a
Oh,
code block yet.
no code block yet, at least.
Exactly.
But if you're interested, just maybe comment away and we can see if we can implement it. And
Yeah.
also, there's a question about table support in floating notes, which I think is something that you can do with some flavors of Markdown, right?
Yeah, you can. I don't really remember the syntax off the top of my head, but you
I
do
think
like
that's the way.
name, oops, and then like age or whatever, right? And then
So right now it's not really rendering as a table, but again,
yeah,
if that's something that you guys are interested in, just chat away and then maybe we build it, right?
definitely. I mean, there will definitely be a lot more coming here to make sure that the whole UX of writing notes and stuff is super smooth. So
And
look forward.
Julie is saying that just having an early version of the floating notes 2.0, maybe 1.9, with the ability to have several notes would be super helpful.
That would be 1.1 probably, but yeah,
Probably
yeah,
1.1.
we'll keep that in mind.
All right, let's go to internal Raycast because we
All
got a
right,
lot to
internal.
show
This
today.
is cool. So I have two versions of Raycast running, and so does Bruno and everybody that works at Raycast, basically. And some people actually have three. But I've got the production version, which is this light purple one, and I've got the internal version, which is this dark mode one. And you can see it's internal because here in the bottom left it says internal. Now, the cool thing with the internal version is that that's where a lot of the stuff that we're working on exists, right? So we have a bunch of internal commands and they're all here. Whenever we're recording videos, we are usually using the internal version because often we might be using some new features. Videos are usually recorded about a month before they're released. So sometimes we are, doing a demo of something that's going to be released in the next few weeks. And by the time the video is live, then it's live for everybody. But
And
as you
also, can I
can
say something about the
yeah,
internal version?
go
I
on.
always use the internal version. Like that's the only one I use. It's extremely confusing to me to have like conflicting keyboard shortcuts and hotkeys that I want to open in one Raycast and then I open two Raycasts. So even when I'm screen recording, I do the internal version, and sometimes I give away some sneak peeks like accidentally.
Well, yeah, mate, that's
But you
part of
know,
the job, isn't it?
it's part of the hype team, I guess.
Exactly. That's it. But one thing that people may have noticed is that whenever they watch our videos, even though you are recording, we're using the internal version, they never see this little label, right, that says internal. So you may wonder, why is that? So that's because in the internal version, we have a command called internal settings. And here it gives us access to a bunch of extra settings where we can do things to Raycast that helps us to build a better product or debug or whatever it may be. And one of the things we can do is
Which I actually found out about these settings like 3 months too late. So you, in some videos, you probably can see the internal logo
really
there because I was sloppy. But
that's the thing, like when
now you
people
won't see
join,
it anymore.
there's so much to cover, right? And
Yeah.
sometimes like these things they may take a while to be discovered. But yeah, one of the things you can do is you can actually hide the label. So now if I go back, you can see how it just looks like a normal production build of Raycast. So
Can you go
yeah,
back to that? That's one there's a funny story. So the what's new one in the root search, the second item. So the thing is, because we have this internal version and we're just so always constantly updating it, like basically everyone in the team was extremely annoyed by the little thing, the little pop-up that would say there's an update, because there is one basically every day, sometimes more than twice a day. And so we created a setting to basically hide that pop-up from us because we're the ones that are most annoyed by it.
yeah, because every
And
morning
yeah,
there's something new.
it's every morning there's an update. There's a question here from Tonka. He asked, can you run the internal version next to the production one? And yes, we can. Can you do that,
Yeah,
Pedro?
they're actually running side by
Yeah.
side. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just that when you open Raycast, it kind of, when you open something else, Raycast kind of automatically closes, right? That's why you don't
Yeah,
see
but you
them
know what? We have a
both at the
setting
same
to keep
time.
it open. There you go.
Oh, cool. But yeah, basically they're both running at the same time. And if you're not careful enough, like if both of them are set to command space, for example, then you can open both raycasts at the same time, like one on top of the other, and maybe and not notice it sometimes. Or run a keyboard shortcut that will do the same thing in both instances of Raycast. So that's something that we have to be mindful of. But they do run at the same time as that. And as Pedro said, we also have some people in the team that run 3 versions. So there's the internal, the production, and the debug version, right? Which is like
Exactly.
a locally built or something.
Exactly.
And that also runs at the same time.
Exactly. So yeah, so this is also another setting that you can keep it open. Normally, I use that when I'm building extensions where like I don't want Raycast to be closing all the time. Any more questions around internal Raycast, or I'm gonna mark it as
I
done?
don't think so.
Cool. All right. Now, another thing I want to share. This is a new thing, kind of shared a little bit on Twitter already. Is we've got a lot of team extensions, right? So these are just extensions that basically exist. If you go to the store, if you have a Raycast team, then you see this organization over here. So we've got Raycast over here, and we've got a bunch of extensions that are only available within the Raycast org. So they're essentially private extensions. You're not going to find them in the public store. And one of them that is quite new that I've been using it a lot is this one called shorten URL. And what it is, as you can imagine, is just a very simple extension that you give in a very, say, a super long URL. Let me get one to show. Let's go snippets.ray.so. Right. And in snippets, you can basically select a bunch of snippets and you can go copy URL to share. Now, if I open that in a new tab, you can see how long this URL is, and you basically get the snippets that you selected. If I put it down here, you get an idea of how long that URL actually is, right?
It's pretty cute, memorizable.
So the cool thing is that if I select this whole URL and then, or let's just say, let's start simple, right? Let's go shorten URL and I paste it here. Then it goes off, it shortens the URL, and then I can paste it. And now we got this ray.so with this slug. So if we go there,
Nice.
we basically go to the same page, right? So this is something that it's built using Dub. We actually made a video with Stephen Tate, who is the founder of Dub, about how everything works. So we're going to be pushing that live. But
Coming
it's pretty cool.
soon.
It's kind of like internal extensions that we use. Oh, we also
There's a question here that I don't know how to answer, but you probably can.
go on.
So Tommy said, do you guys have Git branches like main, development, release? Or what kind of workflow does your team use? Guess this is more related to the internal version that we were showing.
Yeah, the definite. I don't know exactly because I'm not quite sure how the app team is working. Um, I definitely know they have some branches. I think that there is definitely I believe, a develop branch where it's basically where the features are merged, and that's where we get our internal build. And maybe when they merge to main, that's when it goes to production. But I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, we might have to ask someone
Isn't that
from the
isn't I think I don't remember, man. It's been a while since I used this approach, but I think it's called Git flow, isn't it? This whole format. Maybe someone in the comments can
no idea.
can
Yeah,
let me know if
no
I'm
one in
right.
the comments. All right. And Accountify asked, just so we satisfy the questions real quick. This is not related, but maybe it's related to the fact that I'm drinking off of my Raycast mug. This is just water, by the way. Accountify asks, is there more merch coming? Any possibility for a lower price shipping for Europe? That's
So
a spicy question.
let me answer this in a different way. Well, question number one, yes, there is a lot more merch coming, and if
Yeah,
I switch
we have some
to
cool ideas.
we've got a nice list of swag ideas that we're keeping. We got this mini Swiss Army knife. That is the thing I think we might do next. We've got a bunch of cool stuff. Incense, reusable bag, collab with Bagoo. People who know
Coffee
Bagoo.
beans.
Coffee beans, definitely. This is like an. I did this when I was using the old floating notes, so that's why you see this little
Oh,
coffee.
yeah, we
Um.
want to have
Oh yeah, the second
we have a
question.
bunch of ideas.
Let me answer the second question. I forgot, got carried away here with floating notes. But we are trying to find a European-based kind of distribution center. Right now, they're coming out the UK, and so shipping is a bit expensive. But then also there's tax to pay, right, when it lands. That happened to a lot of people. So we are looking into ways that we can make the merch a bit more accessible. Good.
Yeah.
Sweet. All right. Now, something I want to share. This is work in progress. You've seen this on Twitter, I'm sure. This is the typing practice command. So let's hide some stuff. And so here in the internal version, as you can see, labeled internal command, we've got a start typing practice, right? And this is something that, believe it or not, has been here like for over a year before I even joined Raycast. I think this was already there. And we are polishing this, and Nicholas, as you've also seen on Twitter, has been working on some really nice animations for here. But this is what we got. So we got questions. Oh wow, let's see how well I can do it here.
This just
There you go.
this causes me so much anxiety, like having to type fast.
So not too bad, not too bad. 114.
Do you
Soaring.
guys have like
This?
a, do you guys have like a culture of touch typing in the UK? Like, do you touch type?
I don't know. I don't really think it's like a
No,
cultural thing. I don't. I kind of half touch type. I don't use all my fingers, that's for sure.
I see.
Yeah. But
I don't
Soaring,
think I
who's
know
very good, man. Like
anyone.
he's definitely the fastest one at Raycast. And I think
Is
he
he
can.
really? I thought that was a meme.
No, it's true.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. Once this command is polished, I think we want to consider adding leaderboard and stuff so we can publish your results and stuff. So then you know, we'll see how good he really is.
there's a question here from Andrea Cipriani. I hope I pronounced your name right. Is it possible to support more languages for this? And there's a little Italy flag. I think that would be cool.
I think that would be cool. I don't see
Makes it
any
a little
reason.
less intimidating. Yeah, I don't see why not.
Right now you can customize the length, so you can make it more difficult for yourself. But yeah, maybe language as well. Right now, even like the text that you see here, this is not final. Um, I kind of wanted to see if it was possible to do a collaboration with Monkey Type. Is that what it's called? I think it's called
Yeah,
Monkey Type,
yeah, I
right?
think it's monkey type.
Where don't know, like maybe there could be a cool integration here. I've not heard back from them, so if anybody has any contacts, then let me know.
And
Put us
another
in.
question regarding not really a question, but a comment regarding language from Sebastian. Oh, wrong question. Sorry. He said Raycast in Spanish and like a heart emoji. That would be cool to have like internationalization support for Raycast, but from what I hear, it's like a big challenge, right? In like developing terms, like for development, it's like a huge challenge to internationalize an app and to give support to different languages.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's something that's been raised a few times. Is definitely one of the items on the list.
Yeah.
Not can't guarantee. It's one of the super high priority items right now. But we
Yeah,
are.
it's like something definitely long term, and we kind of get like a little bit of support for other languages through AI, kind of not by accident, but like as like a side effect, right? Because for example, in Quick AI, you can ask a question in any language, and it's probably going to understand you.
Yeah.
And sometimes like most times it responds in the language you ask it. But yeah, right now that's kind of what we can promise, right?
Yeah. At the moment, yeah, basically.
Yeah, at the moment. All right, let's move on
Cool,
to
cool.
AI chat
So,
image generation. That's
yeah,
coming out tomorrow, right?
not really sure actually. Don't Not
No,
sure.
that was a
Not
joke.
gonna
It's not
promise
coming
it.
out
Not gonna
tomorrow.
promise it. Yeah. But I think tomorrow we have another cool feature coming out. We got a release tomorrow. So anyway, here's the Raycast AI chat window you're probably familiar with. I'm just triggering this with option A, by the way. And we've got some cool things that we are building into this to make it a bit more powerful. So the first one would be image generation. So um, let me start by just saying I've got a little thing here, so I don't have to be typing too much. But basically, we can say imagine a living room of a modern home with Danish furniture or whatever, right? This is almost the same type of thing you do in Mid Journey or anything like this. You can also say draw a living room. There are a few terms that you can do, and we'll try to figure out what you want basically. But
Wait,
then
is
when
that an internal? I didn't know it was in just a AI chat internal.
yeah, it is. Yeah, you can
Oh,
do it yourself as well.
I thought you had to like open a different command.
No, we're kind of trying to get these features built into the chat, so within the same
Mhm.
chat, you do a bunch of stuff. So as you can see, that sent it out. It's creating the image, and then you get an image, right? Obviously, from here you'll be able to go back and forth and try to refine it and stuff. Under the hood is using the DALI model for this. So I think it's quite cool. Like depending on how you're interacting with your assistant, sometimes you might want an image as well as some text that you're writing. So this is kind of still work in progress, a few things to finalize, but it's cool to see it happening.
People are making jokes about my name because we don't talk about Bruno. Well, so there's an interesting question here that I missed. Oh, from Dalton. He said, I wish the AI chat window could be resized using Raycast's window resize commands. Now, this is actually something that we're actively working on. Can I say this? I can say this, right?
I think you already started, no?
So the AI chat window 2.0 is something that is probably coming sooner than you expect, I guess. And we're working on it, and there is definitely going to be an option to like work with AI chat windows as regular windows, because right now they're floating windows, right?
Yeah,
Much like floating notes in
exactly.
Raycast itself. So in the future, expect that they will have this option to behave as normal windows, and thus they would respond to window management commands.
Definitely.
But
Exactly.
that we don't have that to show right now because it's disabled in internal as well. But it's definitely in development.
Yeah. And then obviously when it's a normal window, like say the settings, right? Settings is a normal window, then you'll be able to even like command tab it and stuff. So that will have a normal sort of window behavior at that point.
So what else we got for the AI chat? There's a bunch of items there.
So we got vision. This one is interesting. So this is how can I demo this? I did do some tests before, but let me try this. I'm gonna take an image. I'm gonna take a photo. Let's see a photo that we think it can explain. Maybe this copy image address. So I'm just copying the URL of this image, right? And
Can
I
I just
put
say
it in
something
here.
real quick while you prepare this? Some people are asking about like the pricing changes of these AI features, and I think that's like above our pay grade.
Yeah,
We can't really talk about the prices here because we don't know basically. Maybe when we get Thomas here in the next live.
definitely. So the difference between image generation and vision is that with generation, you're giving it a prompt and it's creating something from scratch. And with vision, at the moment, the way this is working is that you can just ask a question and provide the context via URL. So I just basically put this image in, right? Out of a watch like this with a little kid in the back. My daughter, by the way, a little kid. And I was just like, what is in this image? And I passed the URL through, right? And then here it says a black and white image features a close up of a person's wrist wearing a round faced watch. The watch has a simple design with a strap, very nice. And in the background, out of focus, there's an image of a child looking towards the camera. So that's pretty cool, right? I think there's a lot of cool use cases that this can open up when it comes to describing anything to do with vision, right? So you could even like we've been exploring the idea of, you know, being able to add loads of extra types of context into this. For now, we have the idea of this playground, and in the playground is almost like a chat, but very kind of like text based. You can just write whatever you want. And here we started exploring how you can add extra context. So you can add your current screen as a context, screenshots, selected files from Finder. So say you've got like a PDF with like this kind of, you know, contract terms of, I don't know, the car
Yeah.
you financed, and you want
Just to
to.
clarify about the AI playground, that's not really something that we ever plan to release, right? It's just an interface for easy development. Like
Yeah,
it's
that's
it's
what we used to
a
build features, basically.
simple, yeah, it's just a simple interface that we can really play. I say we as if I developed anything. I just make the videos, but it's just a simple interface that's a lot easier to develop, right? Because it's just text. You don't have to worry about UI as much.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
we can
This is
iterate
just a
iterate on it.
playground to build the APIs that we need, or any sort of functionality that deals with the operating system.
Yeah.
Like right now, I can say here like, what's the weather gonna be like this weekend or something. Let's see. And then we do command enter to send the message. And notice how I'm not actually saying where I'm based, right? I'm just saying what's the weather gonna be like. So here it says this weekend in Barcelona, the weather forecast is as follows. So it's quite nice. It kind of knows about where I am, right? So
That
anyway,
is so cool. Like when it becomes something that like you don't really have to control it as much, right? It just gives you what you want. That's
yeah,
kind of the end
definitely.
goal.
I think what I'm looking forward to the most is when like I've got, you know, stuff on my computer like PDFs or images, you know, and I just want to like I want to interact with it, and I would be able to do it directly from Raycast using any file as context. That's going to be really, really cool. I can't wait for that, actually.
Cool. What's next?
So this is Vision. So that's pretty cool. Excited about this one. Alex has been mainly working on everything related to AI in terms of how it works in the back end. Really impressive stuff. Then we have AI image search. So another thing related to image. This one, I'm going to show this by using quick AI, because that's kind of what I use for quick one-off questions. So if we ask a question that if the AI feels the AI, I love how we call it as if it's like, you know, a person, but
The
you know, if
model.
it feels like images help with the answer, then it's going to add some images. So for example, we can say, who is Steve Jobs, for example, press tab, and you go off, answer the
It would be
question.
so funny if you didn't know who Steve Jobs was.
Now, one thing to keep in mind that in terms of UI, this is still kind of work in progress. So as you can see, we've not formatted the images or anything like that. But not just you get the text, but
Quite
you also
funny,
get,
yeah.
there he is. You get a bunch of images, right? That kind of like supports your kind of question, or makes the answer a bit more complete, let's say. So that works both in quick AI as well as in the AI chat. Um,
A lot of people are asking about the dashed lines. I answered in the comments, the dashed lines that appear when you drag Raycast. Can you show that? That's just so you can reposition the Raycast window to like the the default position, right? It just helps you. And if you do the reset Raycast, yeah, that command, it does that automatically, so you don't have to use the mouse. But it's just to help you keep your desktop clean, I guess, right?
Yeah, definitely.
um,
I love this. It just feels great when it snaps.
yeah. So we're at almost at 40 minutes. I guess 35. So I think we're good, right? We're like at a good pace.
Yeah, we're doing all right. We're doing all right. Now, what's next?
Thanks,
AI chat.
Ethan.
So, for a while now, you've been able to ask questions in AI chat, just like the one I've just asked, right? Who's Steve Jobs? And it basically went off and it did a web search in the background, and you used that as the context to give you the answer, right? But that is something that was only available in Quick AI. But internally, this also works in AI chat now. So if we say who is Steve Jobs here,
And
then
we
you
got that
see
request in like the announcement post. It's like,
nice.
when is it coming to AI chat?
So obviously we got a bit of work still to do. John is working on this when it comes to the UI, but you can see that web citation, or relying on web results, is also coming to the AI chat. So that's pretty cool. And while we're talking about AI, the last thing I want to say that we've got internally is we've actually got the Perplexity model running. So that's pretty cool. If we open a new window and click down
I
here,
just popped up a comment here that was asking for Perplexity integration
okay, so
by
we've
Daniel.
got it.
So
I know Thomas is working closely with Perplexity's CEO to find a way that, how we can, do this. But internally, we have been testing it. It's really, really cool. I also use Perplexity on my phone. I've actually got it in the dock. It's basically my default sort of like kind of way to ask for things on my phone right now. It's pretty cool. So you can change the model here. We can pick 70B, for example, and there you go. So now we can use it. What can we ask here? Let's say when was
Raycast
Apple
invented.
Vision Pro released, and how much did it cost? Maybe let's see what it says. Faster, look. So there you go. Was
Oh,
released on
nice.
7 seconds.
That's super fast.
And it cost 3.5 grand.
Nice.
So that's Perplexity. Also would be available in Quick AI, which, you know what? I think that Perplexity, when used in Quick AI, is kind of a better model. I found that it works really well when I use it there. But more
On
when
that
I'm
note,
using it in chats. I don't know if you've tried that a lot, Bruno,
I
but when I'm using
I
it in
haven't yet.
chat, going back and forth, I feel like GPT-4 is working a bit better for me.
So on that note, I'm gonna bring up a sort of a spicy question from Tommy. He says, I'm still a bit hesitant to buy Raycast Pro for AI because I feel like ChatGPT will always be better because that comes directly from OpenAI with speed, quality features, etc. Is this the case? And I would love to hear your opinion on that. Of course, we're biased, right? Because we work for Raycast. We want you to be our pro users. But as we just showed, like, there are different models, right? We're not only reliant on ChatGPT. That's just one of the models that we use, and we plan to include and integrate all different sorts of models in Raycast to do different things, right?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, um, people's perception may change when they are using OpenAI directly versus using, another kind of AI product that communicates to the API, which is the case of Raycast. Um, Raycast is very fast. I've often read loads of comments on Twitter about people even saying how they think it's faster than using on ChatGPT online. But I think the main differentiator and the way to think about it is not so much whether the quality is going to be better or worse. We are using the official APIs. There are some things we do. There's like a little middleware, a proxy, if you will, where we do some extra stuff. That's how we decide whether we need to do some web searches or not, for example. But the way to think about it is more like most products are now integrating AI, right? And chances are, if you want these AI features, you're gonna have to pay extra. So Notion has AI, and if you want it, you pay extra. Even Arc, the browser company, is integrating some AI stuff, and it hasn't been officially announced yet, but it has been hinted that you will be
They eventually are going to charge for it. Yeah.
or even email clients, they're now using AI to help you respond to an email very quickly, right? Like, so a lot of software will come with that option, and chances are it's never going to be free because it's expensive. So the way that I think about it is that because Raycast AI literally sits on your operating system, you can use it on every app, on every website, right? So it's kind of one for all. I use it
Yeah, and
on.
also we want to. It's part of our like philosophy, almost, right? Right. We want to reduce the context switching. We want to be part of like your global computer usage. We want to be there for you at all times, like a good friend. So it's just I think it's a different way to think about those features, right? Like we integrate them in a
Yeah,
different
but
way, and maybe that's more into your style or not.
because like AI is not just chat, right? Chat is one of the things you can do with AI. But when you think about like optimizing your workflow and the way that you want to work with AI, then you can have so many more that comes with Raycast than you could anywhere else. I would just give you an example, right? Let's say we've got this thing called AI commands, right? So if you go search AI commands, there's a bunch of stuff here that you can do. And as you can see, I've got a bunch of custom AI commands. I've got this one called summarize website. I've got fill in the blank, which is a command that I've shared. And there are some predefined ones like fix spelling and grammar and stuff like this. But if you imagine you're using loads of different services, and they all have this command of like, make it make it punchier, or make this with a announcement tone, or fix the spelling, and they're all going to use their own prompts under the hood to kind of define what that means, right? But now imagine you have your own command, right? So I'm just going to open this fill the blank kind of as an example, and this is your custom, rewrite it or fix spelling and stuff, but with my tone of voice, the way that I
Yeah, with
write.
your style, with the model you choose, like with
Exactly, like with the
bunch of
vocabulary that I use. So here is where you'd give the prompts with the kind of like examples of how you speak. And whenever you use this command to improve grammar or rewrite it my way, or whatever you want to call it, it's always going to do it based on your instructions. You know exactly what's happening. You have full control over this. And when you start using AI commands, which I believe it's a super powerful feature that's still not really heavily used. I think we need to do more videos about kind of really good use cases of how you can use that. Then I think people are going to realize how personalized this can be.
yeah. So what else?
Cool. Actually, this summarized website, I'm going to show this off very quickly. So if I go to my
Oh
website,
yeah, that's so cool.
go to writing, um, let's say this one. This is an article I wrote when I rebuilt my website. And what I can do now is I can just open up Raycast and go summarize website, right? And without doing anything, it knows the website that's open, and it would just go over and just give me like some key takeaways from this website. That's
This is
great.
internal only, right?
So this is internal
Yeah.
only. And the way that this works to get extra context from the browser is that we now have a Raycast browser extension, as you can see over here. Now, this is not public yet. This is it's in private beta. So there's a few people that are testing this out. But what's going to be cool about this is that you're going to be able to use whatever context you have in your browser in your prompt. So that's going to be available here in the prompt of AI commands, but also in your AI chats. So here we should be able to say focus browser tab, right? And then you can start creating a chat with whatever kind of context you have in your browser. So this is also pretty cool, I think. Cool. All right, let's move on before it gets too late. I'm going to skip this one for now. Window
Okay.
layout.
Yeah, I
And
think this one is also like old, a bit old, right? The toggle video recording.
the
I
toggle is
don't
just
use
it's
that.
a very quick thing. Is basically
Yeah.
whenever I recorded videos, I wanted Raycast to always be in the same position. So if I move, say, Raycast down here, right? Um, I have this command which is toggle video recording guides. That's something that Peter built. And when I put that there, Raycast goes in the center of the screen and it draws this guide here, which is what I would use to kind of like use as the capture area of the window. So every
Mm.
video would be consistent. And this I just like this because it shows how like we can just build anything we want.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I need
Automate
to
stuff.
I need to revisit that because I think you guys built that before I came in, and I
Yeah,
never really used that because I just manually position stuff. Like it depends on the video, but maybe we can kind of revisit that because that could be useful for me to record the screen.
definitely. Do we have any questions so far, Bruno? Because I can't see what anybody's saying in the
Yeah, there. I don't think so. Not really related.
All right. So I'll show one more thing and then we can go over yours. But basically, this is a web simulator. This is heavily work in progress. Actually, it's not work in progress. This is something we built in a hack day like a year ago and has not had any progress since then. But I want to share because I think this is pretty cool, which is Raycast as a web component, right? So this is literally built with just React and it looks like Raycast. It behaves like Raycast. It has the stacking kind of navigation, just like Raycast. And as you press escape, it goes up. You can search. And I started building this when we were in our offsite as just one of those kind of hack projects. And the cool thing about this is that not just it looks and behaves like Raycast, it also uses the exact same API that you would use to build a Raycast extension. So the way that this is built is basically like this. We've got like an array of contacts, right? Groups. We map over them, and then we start using these kind of Raycast components, exactly the same as you would to build an extension. So then you can put your actions, your action panel, everything goes here. You can abstract components away. Whatever you do, then it will compile to just normal React instead of Swift, which is what happens with extensions, right? And the reason I did this is because I thought that this could serve as a way that people could prototype extensions on the web. When they are ready to make that extension official in macOS, they could just copy the code, right? Copy this entire code and go over here. And this is now what I'm showing you here is like a real extension. So I'm just going to run this command and you can see it's got the little build here. And all we have here is user one, right? I'm actually running a real Raycast extension here. And if I paste exact same code that I took from the web simulator and I open it in Raycast, then you can see, actually, let me just hide this. Then you can see how we see the exact same thing, right? We see the groups.
Oh, but like they're different like languages, basically.
So they use the same API, exact the same API,
But they
but
render to different things.
exactly. But obviously one is just rendering React, the HTML, CSS, JavaScript, or whatever. And here in Raycast is rendering Swift. But you get the
That's so
same,
cool.
pretty much the same things. You can go down, see favorites, view profile. And I thought this was pretty cool because it could make our docs and the whole DX much, much nicer for people, but also kind of make it so the head start of building an extension is much quicker. So I'm not really sure what's going to happen to this yet. Right now, I've got just a demo that's been there for about a year using Command K, which is a React kind of it's a React
Cool.
library UI component basically. But yeah, anyway, just wanted to share some of the stuff that we do internally. There's way more, but obviously we can't go over everything. So I will now stop sharing my screen.
That's awesome. Wait a second. Let me do it the clean way. I can cut it off.
Nice one.
So shall I share mine then? Right now
Yeah, man.
with some cool stuff. So let me just add some context before. So basically, we're building a new version of our website, right? We're gonna create a really cool new website, and inside it, we're gonna have like a section that demos some of our core features, like calculator, file search, AI chat, stuff like that. Don't remember which features exactly, but it's just going to be like a carousel that demonstrates some of the features. And the design team asked me to create some videos that would showcase these features, just like 4-second, 5-second videos, just to show like the interaction and how the command works. And we kind of chatted about it, and we decided that a screen recording wouldn't be like as crisp as we wanted it to look, right? Because you always get compression. It's almost like a theater play, right? You have to like rehearse the movements and record it live, and it's always a little awkward, and the quality is never really super good. If you want to zoom into like a detail of the UI, you can't really do that in video because you just don't have enough resolution, enough quality. So we decided that we were going to animate the UI by hand because it's just short videos anyway.
Yeah.
And at first, I was gonna do get some PNGs and get like some parts of the UI to be still, and I would just animate the text over it. But as soon as I tried it, I saw that it wasn't really sharp enough. You could still see like some noise, and I didn't have like that much freedom to zoom in and out and move stuff around. So I decided to basically rebuild it from scratch
All right.
in
Let's have
my
a look then.
animated software. So let's see it.
I'm
You
excited.
can like stage my screen now. I think I'm showing the
Yep.
thing.
Yeah. Yep.
Are
We
you
can
on
see
it?
it. Yep. We can
Can you guys
see
see it?
fusion and a bunch of lines and dots.
Cool. So this is just Fusion, Blackmagic Fusion, which is basically what I use to animate stuff. This is like After Effects, like it's just an alternative to After Effects. It works pretty well with DaVinci Resolve that I use to make the videos. But basically, this is the Raycast UI just rebuilt here, right, with actual elements. And the thing that I wanted it to do is I wanted it to behave sort of like Raycast, especially in a couple of places, so that it would be easier to animate and I can reuse this eventually. So I had to hook up some expressions for that. So for example, the root search text, which is just, a text node that says search for apps and commands right now. Actually, this is the placeholder, but the text is just this, right? 12 p.m. here in London, and it's animated. It's really simple animation. But when I show the full result, you can see that when it's being typed, there's another text that is typing here as well, and it's showing up here as well. And like the width of this text needs to push this width away so that it looks exactly like Raycast would look if I just opened Raycast and I did 12 p.m. here in London. It behaves the same way, right? Like the text
Yeah, definitely.
appears here and it appears here and it appears here at the same time. But
Yeah.
also when I do it live, we get like the calculator disappearing and appearing again, which is really natural when you're using it, right? It's like really snappy. But in a video, it doesn't look really cool because you like keep paying attention to it. You're not really interacting with it. So if the
Yeah.
calculator kept popping up and out, it would be kind of annoying. So this, like rebuilding it here, gives me the opportunity to like tweak the behavior of Raycast, so that I can show you, the good of it, right? The
Yeah,
things
definitely.
that
Just
we would
makes it
highlight.
easier for people watching, right?
Yeah, exactly. And also
Yeah.
I can do camera moves, and it's
No, look at
super
that.
sharp,
Now we're talking.
which is so cool. Because this is like, if I put up just, is it here? I think here. If I put just this up and I go to 100%, we can see that this is super sharp,
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
right? It's like basically a vector, right? I can decide the resolution, which means that eventually, if we want to, make a video to talk about a certain new feature, or, highlight some detail in the UI, or maybe put the Raycast window on top of you in a video, right, Pedro?
Oh, nice. Why not?
Yeah, we're going to be able to use this and basically replicate the effect that we would have in Mac OS, right, with the blurring and all that.
Yeah,
So
man, this is great.
that's
This is
pretty
really
cool.
gonna help with like explaining stuff, It
Yeah.
looks beautiful as well. Very sharp.
All right. Let's go back. Tell me when I can close this.
Yeah, you can close it if you want. Very good, man. Like it's amazing.
Cool.
Like for people that don't know, like the way that I discovered Bruno, the way that we discovered him, like let's just say the way that we met. We were looking for a video editor. That was when like July last year, I believe, June, July. And I was just put on Twitter, oh, does anybody know a good video editor to recommend, because we're looking to get a bit of help with videos. Up until that point, I was editing as well, and most people are just replying saying, "Oh, you should just use DaVinci Resolve." Do you remember that?
Yeah,
Uh,
just use it, man. It's what I use, to be fair.
and then a couple of people reached out, not that many to be honest, and Bruno was one of them. And then I checked out his videos, and he had quite a few YouTube videos on his own channel, basically teaching how to use DaVinci, right, and a bit of Fusion as well. And so yeah, that's how we met. That's pretty cool. Now you're doing all this cool Fusion stuff for us, so it's amazing.
Yeah, and it's gonna be cool to like put these up on the website. Hope you guys like it.
Yeah, let me get a few questions here. First of all, Bruno,
Yeah.
make sure that 12 p.m. is properly centered, mate.
By the way, I think that's wrong. It was just in the middle of the animation. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, fair enough.
But
fair enough.
it was just moving.
From Striker feed, can you share all your AI commands? I can't share all of them because I have some personal ones, but I will share the ones that are not very personal. You
Is
can
there a
do
way
as well.
to like share a command, like a snippet, or no? Do you have to like create you?
Yeah, no, let me have a look. Let's have a little look here. So if you go AI commands, search AI commands, and I go fill in the blank, can I do share? I can
Oh,
do
share.
and then it opens up, prompts.
Oh,
And
cool.
from
Didn't know
here,
that.
you can select and go add to Raycast, and that will add directly to your Raycast. So if anybody wants this one, what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to take this, I'm going to press Option U to shorten my URL, as you can see over here. And then I'm just going to paste it back in the chat.
Awesome.
And if anybody wants it, it's posted in the chat now.
Michael asks for snippets as well. That's something we plan on doing, right? Sharing some snippets. I think you were preparing a thread or something.
So yeah, actually, we are working on maybe a selection. We got a video titled
Coming up.
21 snippets ideas or something like this.
You
it gonna
made
be
the
21?
21 official.
I don't know.
It might
21 is a
change.
good number.
It might be less.
So yeah, but we're gonna do a video about that.
And Enrique, don't worry, you can always watch it back because we're gonna keep it up on YouTube.
Oh yeah, definitely. What else? Any chance to see the new calendar extension? No chance to see that yet. That was just a design. That's not even real in Raycast. A Raycast calendar, although I would personally love it, I feel like it's perfectly suited to a Raycast kind of sits in your productivity stack, let's say. It's not something we're planning on doing
in the near future at all.
In the near future. As far as I know, it's not something that's in the pipeline, let's say. It would be cool. and I could see how it fits within Raycast very well. But yeah, we have a design for it because we like to experiment. And if you saw the Figma files from Nicholas and the rest of the team, you would see how so many things have been put inside
Yeah.
of Raycast.
Saif. Oh, did you see Saif's question?
No,
Is it
no,
Saif?
put it up. Sorry.
Sorry. Any chance there will be sync with floating notes in Raycast iOS? He's just way ahead of us. He's just thinking like
Thinking ahead.
to the future.
I like it
Yeah.
though. It makes sense. And the short answer is yes. I feel like that's exactly what a Raycast iOS app would be good for, to kind of like continuing the stuff that you've done on your computer. Obviously, Apple has strict limitations and restrictions when it comes to replacing the spotlight on iOS. So we're looking that the iOS app is going to serve as a companion app where you can continue on with your floating notes and not just read, but potentially even make new notes from it.
I'm
So
so
yeah,
excited for that.
definitely, man.
What about Amy versus Raycast? Which, by the way, I was roasted because I thought the pronunciation was Ami the other day,
Yeah.
and Pedro exposed me to the CEO of Amy, and apparently it's Amy. It's not French. It's
We're
English.
definitely quite close with the Amy team. We love their product. We were super happy to see their amazing launch a couple of weeks ago. Even MKBHD was talking about it. I mean, come on, that's amazing, no?
Yeah.
Um, but I don't know, what kind of collab do you have in mind? Like, I'm curious to know. Maybe something could happen. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe like a mug.
A merch collab is easy. I was more interested in a soft
Merch, yeah,
collab.
merch collab could be cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Let me see what else. Something we missed. I'm gonna look at the old ones. I think we're about ready to wrap this up, right?
Good stuff. Good stuff. Cool. So,
Do you
thanks,
guys
Bruno.
enjoy?
Mm?
Do you guys enjoy the? Oh, Enrique wants stickers. We want stickers. That would be cool. Wait, we have stickers.
Yeah, we have stickers. I don't know if you can buy the sticker pack on
Oh,
the
they
merch.
come. They like come with a T-shirt.
Yeah.
So if you buy the T-shirt or something, you get stickers.
Yeah, definitely.
Um,
But if there's anyone in Barcelona here, let me know. I've got a bunch of stickers in my office. I got loads of them.
Yeah.
Can give some away.
Thanks, Julie.
But yeah, good stuff. We're gonna try and do a live
Thanks,
stream
Saeed.
maybe once a month, I think. Bit of Q&A and maybe a bit of sneak peek, but we might continue with some live coding. The first one with Mathieu, he started building something. So yeah, excited to do more of this, and thanks for tuning in. Catch you
Yeah,
in the next
guys, we got like double the last that we got last time, right? It's a lot of people here today.
Good stuff. Hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you so much, everybody. See ya
Latest.
later.